Let's say I ordered you a 4K gaming computer. I'm sure something like this would come to your mind. But what if this is what you actually got? Surprise! What's up guys, my name is Ozzy and I teach you guys how to save money when building computers. Now I know that it's tough to build a viable and affordable gaming computer right now, but please, for the love of God, this computer right here, don't purchase it. I saw a screenshot on Twitter of this computer and I was surprised because it had 4 stars with over 200 reviews. Now, if I'm being quite honest, it's not the price that really bothers me, though I don't recommend spending $300 on this, but it's just the advertising. 4K gaming, GT 730. What? So I ordered one. I put a few hours of gaming on it. Too long didn't watch. It can't play 4K. It can barely play like 720p. So here's why, and here are a few tips to make sure that you don't make a bad purchase. Now, before we do that, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that teaches you new things ranging from creative topics to practical, everyday tips. And they have high quality lessons for an affordable price of just under $10 a month. So one thing that's been instilled in me is that it's never too early to learn how to manage your finances properly. And honestly, it's something I wish I learned earlier. Now there's a cool lesson on Skillshare called Modern Money Habits by Justin Bridges. He goes over his own personal finance journey and provides practical tools and wisdom to help you get control of your own money. Now, obviously, I want all of you to have the computer of your dreams, but you will truly enjoy that purchase if you are financially healthy or you're working towards that. So if you guys are interested, definitely check out Skillshare. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a free trial of the Skillshare Premium membership. All right, let's go roast this computer. For something advertised as a 4K gaming computer, there's a lot left to be desired. Now, to be fair, the actual base computer isn't that bad. It has a quad-core i5, 8 gigs of RAM in dual channel, and it has a 1 terabyte hard drive. The upgrade path is actually pretty decent as well. The problem comes with everything else. The case and the power supply limit other components. Because the case is so teeny, you can only use low profile cards with it. The power supply also has this odd L-shaped thing going on, meaning you can't upgrade to a standard ATX unit. Oh, and it's only 240 watts, so anything beyond a GTX 1650 Super is a bad idea. Secondly, it does not have an SSD. While this is an easy upgrade and relatively cheap, it makes a big difference outside of gaming. A 1 terabyte hard drive is the same price as a 256 gig SSD. I would opt for an SSD. Thirdly, and arguably the most important part, the video card is just not good. As a matter of fact, the card itself doesn't even support resolutions beyond 1080p. Like, I can't use 1440p on my 1440p monitor using the latest supported driver. I'm sorry, I'm just so confused how they got to this 4K conclusion. Like, I can't even run anything beyond 1080p on my monitor, and I'm using the latest drivers. But anyway, let's try some games with the original configuration we have here. So here's the deal. We're gonna try 3 different resolutions: 1280 by 720 or 720p, 1600 by 900 or 900p, and 1980 by 1080 or 1080p. We'll start off with 2 light titles to give the computer the benefit of the doubt, move on to a medium title, and then try a relatively harder game to run. So first off, CSGO. It only requires a DirectX 9 video card at the bare minimum and 256 megabytes of VRAM, so the 730 should work perfectly fine. Well, think again. While I would classify each of the 3 resolutions as playable depending on your standards, only 720p scored us at least 30 FPS, aka console-like performance. You get 1 star. Valorant, in a similar vein, does not ask for much for a good time, and the PC definitely took advantage of that. It basically sat at 60 FPS or higher at every resolution tested and provided a smooth experience overall. The narrative might be different if we attempted 4K gaming, which doesn't seem possible on this card anyway. 3 stars. The Forest does not have demanding requirements, but it's not the most optimized title out there, and the computer struggled. Every resolution was completely unplayable, and I'd imagine only Alex from Low Spec Gamer could save the poor computer from the slideshow we experienced. Easily only 1 star. I would give it less, if I could. And lastly, GTA 5. A game that runs well on low-end hardware and still pushes high-end machines. Very well optimized, and it honestly shows. The computer pushed decent numbers at 720p, but got noticeably worse with each iteration. I wasn't expecting much at all, but it did beat expectations. Thank you, Rockstar, for your optimizations over the years. Still, only 2 stars. And just for comparison, I ran 3D Mark Skydiver. The computer is worse than 98% of PCs that have run this benchmark. Not a good look. So clearly the PC has some lackluster performance, but most of that is due to the video card. It actually has a lot of potential, so if we throw in even an $80 GT 1030, we'll see a huge difference. Although the 1030 is NVIDIA's lowest performing card, it still wipes the floor against the 730. The system now offers 5 times more frames in CSGO at every single resolution over the original computer setup. We also see a less drastic but noticeable change in Grand Theft Auto, jumping from 25 FPS to 100. And get this, you can build a computer similar to the upgraded unit for less than the price of the 4K gaming computer. While it's not a powerhouse, it's a much better investment than the $300 computer you see right here. Okay, so it's clear that the 4K gaming computer is anything but that, and the biggest reason why it's incapable of playing games is the video card. So how do you know when you're getting a decent video card? If you're a beginner, the best way to check performance is Google. No, seriously, it's Google. Search the video card name, including the VRAM information, the DDR/GDDR portion, go to the video card's Tech Power Up page, and you have all the information you will need. If the video card performs close to or faster than the GT 1030 and is less than 8 years old, then it can comfortably run some popular games. If both of these parameters or one of these parameters are untrue, then there's a chance it will perform poorly. The resolution indicators at the top of the page also give you a general idea of performance as you scale the dimensions. So let's use the GT 730 as an example. It's insanely slower than the 1030, and it's from 2014, or so the page says. It obviously failed the first test, but it also failed the second one despite its 2014 release date. And that's because the DDR3 version actually uses a now antiquated architecture. So the architecture section displays the name Fermi, and if we click on it, we're redirected to the architecture homepage, where it lists all the video cards that use this technology. You'll notice that the earliest release date goes back to 2010. This 730 is a 2010 GPU using a 2014 nomenclature. And honestly, it's misleading. This is something that most buyers won't catch. I didn't even notice it until after I bought the desktop. I don't blame the seller for this at all. I think it's good to let you guys know because it's something that happens frequently with both AMD and NVIDIA, and it shouldn't be happening. So I think it was clear from the beginning that the original 4K computer can't play 4K at all. And if you only have $300 or less to spend, the healthier alternative is still, after all of these years, buying your own pre-built computer and upgrading it. Now, although this computer is not worth the money, I will say there are some decent things about it. Firstly, you get Windows 10 Pro activated, which is always a good thing. You get a 1-year warranty with tech support on this computer, and that can be very helpful if you're a new person to the computer building and computer space. And then you get a 3-year warranty on the hard drive. Nonetheless, even with some of these plus sides, the one glaring issue that is still staring me in the eye is that it is advertised as a gaming computer, and it's simply not that. So if you want it for gaming, don't want it. Unwant it. Don't buy it. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you guys like this video, then make sure you leave a like. If you loved it, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. You guys can follow me on all my socials at OzTalksHW on pretty much any social media platform out there, but I really just use Twitter and Instagram a little bit. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.